Young ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. The situation is very serious in Russia, more specifically in the capital, Moscow, on this 2nd of June, 2025. Nothing is going well in Russia. Nothing is going well. If someone tells you that things are fine, that person is lying to you. Yes, and here, this is the platform for raising awareness. We provide real information and we analyze it. We are not here to spread propaganda. That is to say, NATO has just shown its true face to Vladimir Putin. It feels, through what has happened over these past 2 days, as if NATO and America were there, watching Russia. They were beating around the bush, watching Russia. But it's now that the real things have started. The real things have started. And I think Donald Trump is behind all of this. Because when we remember that Donald Trump ended his relationship with Russia in a fit of anger, and Emmanuel Macron had said, this anger should be translated into concrete actions. The bustling capital city, Moscow, on this bright Monday morning, specifically the 2nd of June 2025, it states quite clearly, we are just patiently waiting here in the capital. Badao, anticipating further developments. And then, when you hear Badao, the smoke rises, the color red, the color yellow, I don't want to say the word. Everything turns black. And in several parts of the capital, what is very worrying is that for now there has been no official statement from the Russian authorities. No official statement. There isn't any. They are silent. And what's happening? The images is the citizens themselves, overwhelmed by the situation, who are filming. They take out their phones, they film, and when they are done filming, they post on social media because the citizens themselves are in total distress. In a video conference I did earlier, I told you that the maximum alert had been triggered in the Moscow region, in the capital itself, and in 5 and 4 other regions. Yes, and these were not false alarms. The sirens are blaring. The sirens are blaring in Moscow. People are running to take shelter. The way Moscow used to be calm before, that's no longer the case. Ladies and gentlemen, that's no longer the case. Don't let anyone fool you. I've told you, here, we're not about propaganda. We provide real information about what's happening on the ground. When Russia does something big, we say Russia did something big. When NATO is hitting Russia hard, we report that too. Yes, that's our rule. So, nothing is going right anymore. And as I was saying, what we don't understand is that Russia is silent. No statements at all. The West has been very clever. They have been very clever. They studied the strategy well. They've become smooth talkers. In fact, they had a really well-planned strategy for more than a year. I believe the peace plan that Zelensky was going to propose was exactly that. But they set that aside and presented us with something else, some nonsense, to distract attention. I see the reason why they refused to remove Zelensky. You see, what happened yesterday, the 1st of June, is that the points collapsed simultaneously. Afterwards, Zelensky came out. He was delighted. He even declared that he personally supervised it. He himself supervised the launch of the drones. And as I was saying, they were very clever. Instead of making Russia attack other allied states, they wanted to remain between Russia and Ukraine. But they come to Ukraine's aid. So that's why in all their communications, while Russia remains silent, they are developing a narrative saying that these are drones they used. So Russia also has to use drones, since drones can't go very far on their own. But how do they manage to use those drones that travel such distances? They explain that Russia is already infiltrated. So in a way, Russia belongs to them. The drones are already there. This is the operation currently underway that they have called spider web. That means they've turned the Russian sky into a spider web. There are thousands, millions of drones above the Ukrainian sky, all carefully programmed to blow up specific sites. So they are being deployed gradually, little by little. But apparently, these are invisible drones and Russia doesn't even notice them. It's only when these activated drones start to approach that the sirens go off, the alert begins to sound, and then the sirens start wailing. So they're not using long-range missiles. Because if they use long-range missiles, Russia will attack other countries and the conflict will escalate. But how can they put an end to Russia once and for all? That's what they've started. Russia is inviting for negotiations on the 16th second today. They've left. They're over there now. Russia was sitting there acting like the boss. Putin sitting there pretending to be nice. And now they are bombing but very heavily. Very heavily. Very heavily. Let's go with some information. Please share the video conference. Share it, please. Yes. Share it. So, what needs to be said? According to eyewitnesses, it looked like an earthquake. The building shook. Alarms went off. People ran. Russian state media outlets have remained conspicuously silent, which significantly fuels widespread speculation about a major, impactful strike and deliberate sabotage. So, here is the strategy that Russia is using. Russia isn't talking. The media aren't talking. They are all silent. That is to say, for a normal person, it's clear that Vladimir Putin is completely overwhelmed. He couldn't have expected that. Even many of you here said, no, Ukraine wouldn't dare strike Russia. But this is the first time since the end of World War II that Russia has been hit like this. In reality, Putin had said, this is a special military operation. He thought he would go solve the problem over there and then come back. Now, from this point on, Russia itself is under fire. And I'm telling you, it's very serious, very complicated. First, share the video conference as much as possible. Share the video conference, give it lots of likes, and don't hesitate to leave plenty of comments. Leave your opinions in the comments. I will get back to you as quickly as possible with new updates because we'll continue to follow this story. Things are heating up so much on the ground in Moscow that we don't even have time to talk about the negotiations currently taking place in Istanbul. What should be said about Istanbul is that they have already arrived and I believe the negotiations are about to begin. But I will get back to you in the next video conference. So thank you to everyone. This was the voice of your one and only Samurai.